And I threw my phone under my bed because I thought if he gets my phone, I won't have any way to call for help.
But when I'm on, the truth will be exposed.
The ongoing feud between former Teen Mom star Kail Lowry and her ex Chris Lopez has reached a boiling point with accusations flying left and right. The latest drama reportedly involves a tense confrontation, police intervention, and claims that Kail tried to throw away her children's Christmas gifts in front of them. Chris isn't holding back, calling Kail a vile, sad excuse of a human being and sharing some shocking allegations. But what really happened and why is their 7-year-old said to have told a police officer they'd rather live with their dad?
The revolution will be televised.
I pray that my kids never struggle with their body images enough to mutilate their bodies to be scared.
Let's unpack it all. Chris took to his Instagram stories recently to air his grievances, posting, "Never be so miserable that after not seeing or speaking to your children in 17 days, the first thing you do is try to throw away their Christmas presents in front of a police officer and kids. Never let your hatred for another parent outweigh your love for your children. Never be so ugly inside that you make your kids suffer because you're a vile that excuse of a human being. Never be so miserable that even your 7-year-old is starting to see through your behavior and tells a police officer, I want to be with my dad."
Mom and Elijah put their hands on me, and Creed said he was going to press the button for the elevator, and he went in. He didn't press it, so I pressed it. My mom grabbed me in the arm, and I was mad.
The internet quickly weighed in with fans divided. Some believe Chris's claims, while others are skeptical. Critics pointed out that Kail recently posted an Instagram reel featuring one of her children with Chris, suggesting she's been involved in their lives. But others argue that just because the reel was shared recently doesn't mean it was filmed recently. It could easily be old footage. This isn't the first time Chris has made bold accusations against Kail. Last month, he alleged that Kail's fiancé, Elijah Scott, had been physically aggressive with their children. Chris claimed to have video evidence of his kids discussing it, though Kail has not addressed these claims publicly.
When that happened, and then Elijah grabbed my neck to sit down.
What? Okay. Thank you for telling me.
Back in December, Chris shared a conversation with his son on Instagram stories where the child reportedly said both Kail and Elijah had put their hands on him. Chris wrote, "How do you protect your child when the courts, CPS, and police do nothing, but your child confides in you? What are you supposed to do? I don't even put my hands on my kids, so why should another man?"
My tummy tuck scar from 2016. Dr. Miami did that. So it goes from hip, it's lighter here, darker to hip, and then my C-section scar.
Despite the accusations, Kail has defended Elijah, calling him an angel on earth and saying her sons adore him. Shortly after Chris shared his post, Kail uploaded a picture of her family on Instagram, which some believe was an attempt to counter Chris's claims. While the co-parenting drama rages on, Kail has also been focusing on her personal life. She recently revealed she underwent breast reduction surgery and has been candid about her struggles with body image and body dysmorphia.
Right here. And that is what tummy tuck and C-section scars look like. What else do you want to see? I don't know. What other scars do you want to see? Because that's all I have. What else do you want to see?
Earlier this year, Kail shared on her podcast, Barely Famous, that her doctor told her to lose 50 pounds before having the procedure. Kail, now that it's done, she's documenting her journey and engaging with her followers about the experience, even asking if they'd like to see behind-the-scenes videos of her transformation.
A very, very emotional morning. Mainly just when I was taking a shower. I pray that my kids never struggle with their body images enough to mutilate their bodies to be.
Though Kail has said she wants to keep her co-parenting issues private, this latest conflict with Chris has fans wondering if she'll finally address the accusations. A follower recently commented on Kail's Instagram asking why she would throw away her children's Christmas gifts. Kail quickly responded, "I would never do something like that."
You know, I think a little nip and tuck in terms of, you know, a nose job or like a boob job is okay. But to go through this, be skinny.
As the drama continues to unfold, the internet remains divided, with some siding with Chris and others rallying behind Kail. With tensions still high and new allegations emerging, this saga doesn't appear to be ending anytime soon. Fans will be watching closely to see what happens next in this explosive feud. Kail Lowry recently opened up in a deeply emotional video that's causing waves across social media. On Monday, the former Teen Mom star tearfully admitted that her relentless pursuit to be skinny has gone far beyond what she considers normal. In her heartfelt confession, Kail said, "I just pray that my kids never struggle with their body image enough to mutilate their bodies to be skinny."
Is mental illness, truly. And I say that with the most respect to anyone going through it. I'm struggling this time around. I don't know if it's because I have a daughter now. Not just my daughter, like my sons too, right? Like, I don't ever want them.
Her raw honesty resonated with many viewers, sparking an outpouring of support in the comments section. One user wrote, "So many of us have the same struggles. We just usually suffer in silence. Thank you for giving us a voice." Another added, "This is so raw and beautiful, giving a voice to women who feel this in silence. I felt this in my soul."
Experience this level of this body dysmorphia. Like, I was basically willing to go to any length and do this over Christmas break to be skinny, even if that meant that Elijah couldn't be there for me, even if that meant that I was, you know.
Body dysmorphia is so freaking hard. You're never gonna look the way you want. Invest in psychotherapy, not plastic surgery. However, not all feedback was supportive. Critics pointed out the contradiction in Kail's statement, saying she's hoping her kids won't struggle with body image while she's surgically altering her own body. Some argued, kids see everything. If you're making changes to yourself, they'll notice.
In another state for Christmas, even like I was willing to go to any freaking length for it. And I don't think that's something that people talk about, right? Like, I was going for a breast reduction and then I was like, oh, you know what? I should just add some lipo 360.
As if the situation wasn't emotional enough, Kail's ex, Chris Lopez, appeared to take a jab at her shortly after her video was posted. Chris shared a cryptic message on his Instagram story, writing, "When you are just an ugly person, not only inside and out, but when your soul is ugly too, no amount of makeup or surgery will ever change that." The internet quickly speculated that Chris's post was a direct response to Kail's video. Over on Reddit, fans were quick to call him out, with one user saying, "She wasn't too ugly to sleep with and have kids with though, was she?"
Had some tummy tuck and, you know, my scars were fine. My old tummy tuck scar and my C-section scar were fine. And I realized, like, I shouldn't have put Elijah through all of this, you know.
Another added, "Calling your kid's mom ugly is shady when your kids share half her genes, and one of them even looks just like her." Others slammed Chris for his timing, with one commenter pointing out, "It's the fact that he's kicking her when she's already down for me. This man is obsessed with Kail. He's the only one constantly posting about her, even if she is the worst of the two. His online antics make him look bad." Still, not everyone is on Kail's side, as critics argue that her transparency about her struggles feels performative. Yet her supporters maintain that her honesty about mental health and body dysmorphia could help others who feel the same way.
If he couldn't be there for the whole time with me, and it's crazy. Truly, this is rough. Think once, think twice before you get plastic surgery, and I hope everyone has a happy.
As the co-parenting drama between Kail and Chris continues, fans are left debating whether Kail should respond to Chris's latest shade or if silence is the best way forward. Meanwhile, her candidness about plastic surgery and mental health has sparked a larger conversation about self-image in the digital age. What's your take on Chris's comments in Kail's video? Should she stay quiet, or does this situation warrant a public clapback? And what are your thoughts on her transparency about surgery and mental health? Drop your opinions below and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest influencer drama. Until next time, stay tuned for more updates.